were?
No, I didn't. I tried to go to work Monday, and I wasn't, it looks better now, I think, so. I thought I just need another week. I told them probably a month, and I don't exactly, I don't know. Because I'm an emotional person.
Well, yeah, all that stuff takes time.
Yeah.
I know when my mother passed away, I was just relieved. Because the nursing home called, it was like 11 at night, it was Thanksgiving weekend or whatever, we weren't here because it was the pandemic. And I just thought, oh, thank you, God. Because it had gotten to be to the point where she was demanding and creating chaos and didn't really understand what she was creating. And then the family was fighting. And so everybody didn't like the decisions I made.
But you're an only child, aren't you?
Right, but she was a brother. And so she would not like the decision I made, and so she'd call her brother and complain about me. Then he'd call me and say, well, you probably shouldn't be doing that, or this or that. And anyway, when they called, I was like, thank you, God. Because it had gotten to the point where
I knew things weren't good for you. Yeah. It's like you don't know what to do for somebody. It's like, what? I can't really do anything, And
well, the worst was the family.
Yeah.
That was stressful. And then her brother didn't get along with Jean, and in fact there was a whole thing where her brother said that Jean gave the brother nightmares, because Jean's kind of, forceful and rough, and yeah.
Did he threaten him or something?
No, Jean's just
more aggressive.
Yeah, he was a union grievance man, so that's how he conducts it, like he's doing union business. So I did bring a little, if it's charged, we should see. So far it just says welcome. Maybe that's as far as we get. Welcome. Do you turn on more than that?
No, don't look at me, I don't know anything about those.
No, okay. Can we do anything besides welcome? That would be nice. Oh my God. It's funny.
So it's not like your thing then, is it? That little.
No, I brought this so we have like some different music. Yeah, well, we're just stuck on welcome. Can you wake up?
So you're going to go on the mission trip? Oh, you can't wait. You don't start school till October, you said, so you can go.
Oh, well, Jean wouldn't take care of the dogs. I would have to.
Oh,
I don't have.
I don't know how they feel about dogs. They have big yard areas, though. But.
Well, they're all blind, so they just basically sit somewhere and go to sleep. And they're old, so that's their
thing.
They're
all blind?
Yeah.
All your dogs?
They are now, yeah.
Aww.
Well, I don't know. I thought this was a really good idea until,
yeah, maybe you gotta plug it into something.
I'll try that.
Did that help?
No. Well, I stepped on the one this morning. Marcia was the only one that came, and I stepped on the one this morning.
Did it break?
No, it just shut off.
Oh.
I guess that's par for the course, isn't it? My God. Seriously? Well, I thought this was really going to be a neat idea, but it turns out that it's a really stinky idea because it just says welcome.
It's not stinky, you didn't know.
Let's put a little power. See if we might.
Gosh, when we were in Clinton, I filled my car up. It was $75.
So its gas is still expensive. I don't fill up my little car very much.
It's $4.29 in Clinton. I mean, that's better than here. It's like $4.50 or something. Probably would have been $100. I thought, oh, I should let it get down to E, I guess, or close to E. How expensive it is.
All right, well, I'm only going to mess with this a little bit longer here. When? That is so bizarre. Well, I guess it's not to me today. Huh.
It sounds like I can hear you tapping it or something.
Yeah, when I tap the volume, you can hear it.
Did you bring its charger?
Oh, wait.
See, I can hear you doing that in the speaker.
Oh, we might actually get there. Okay, let's turn the volume down so it isn't. How about all songs? Let's try to do that. Shuffle all.
Oh, look at that!
Alright, I don't know what we're gonna get, but.
Okay.
You tell me the volume?
That seems pretty good.
That's okay. Okay. Well, with all of that, gosh darn it. So you want to go the full hour then? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you have time or? Well, how not to do yoga classes, part 1. A breath in and out. And another breath in and out. And taking our arms up overhead and leaning to the right side. Letting that bottom hand fall away and stretching out. And bringing both hands back to heart center. Again, that breath in and out. Taking our arms up overhead and leaning to the left side. Letting that bottom hand fall away and stretching out. And bringing both hands back to heart center. And our breath. Left hand to our right knee, right hand travels around behind, overlooking the right shoulder. And as you exhale, slowly turning your torso and seeing if you might be able to look behind you on the other side. Coming back to center. Our breath. Right hand, left knee, left hand travels around behind, overlooking the left shoulder. And again, exhaling, turning our torso, and seeing if we might be able to look behind us. And returning back to center. A breath in and out. Taking our legs wide, stretching out. Right hand, right ankle, and taking that left arm over top. Bringing that left hand down to our right toes. Right hand to our right toes. And exhaling down. Nose to the right knee. Inhaling up, left hand, left ankle. And stretching the right arm over top. Bringing that right hand to our left toes. Left hand to our left toes. And exhaling down. Nose to the left knee. Inhaling up, stretching wide. Left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes, and exhaling down to our left knee. Inhaling up, stretching our arms wide, bringing those elbows in, right forearm over the left, putting our fingers together, and we'll turn our torso off to the right side. Coming back to center, and turning our torso to the left. And coming back to center. And then as we exhale, we'll think about dropping our elbows down to the mat. Maybe resting our forearms on the mat. Perhaps touching our forehead to our fingertips. Inhaling up, stretching our arms wide, bringing our elbows in, left forearm over the right, connecting my fingers. And again, I'm going to turn my torso off to the right side. Coming back to center. And turning my torso to the left. Returning back to center. And as you exhale, think about dropping your elbows again down to the mat. Resting your forearms on the mat. Perhaps touching your forehead to your fingertips. And inhaling up, we'll bring both legs together for our forward fold. Inhaling up, bending my right knee, putting that right ankle on top of my left thigh, and stretching forward for my left toes. Taking both legs long, forward fold. Inhaling up, bending that left knee, putting that left ankle on top of the right thigh, and stretching forward for my right toes. Taking both legs long, forward fold. Inhaling up, I'm going to bend my knees, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, and go ahead and roll back, hugging those knees into our chest. And then I'm going to roll forward and try not to let my feet touch the mat. Stretching those arms. Let's try legs up. I know what you meant. That's good. I'm glad you can read my mind. And hands, let's see, by our knees. Bending our knees again. Right hand, right knee. Left hand, left knee. And rolling back. Hugging those knees into our chest. Rolling forward, not letting our feet touch the mat. Stretching our legs up. Hands out by our knees. And again, bending our knees. Right hand, right knee. Left hand, left knee. And rolling back. Hugging those knees into my chest. Rolling forward. Not letting our feet touch the mat. One more time. Taking our legs up. And hands out by our knees. And coming forward into our seated position. Inhaling our arms up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And once more. Inhaling up. And And exhaling down. And then coming into our tabletop position, hands and knees. Starting in our cow position with our head up and relaxing our back. Here's cat, inhaling, tugging my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. Exhaling around, coming back into our cow. Cat again, inhaling, tugging my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. And exhaling back around into cow. And one more cat, inhaling, tugging my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. And exhaling back around into our cow. We'll turn to the right side, looking back at our right foot. Coming back to center, turning to the left side, looking back at our left foot. Coming back to center, and we'll cross that right knee in front of the left. Right palm is down, rotating left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, we'll take the right arm underneath the left, right shoulders headed down to the mat, and we'll take that left arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating that left shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling, and placing my palms down, straightening my arms. I'll take this left arm underneath the right, left shoulder is headed down to the mat, and I'll take that right arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the right shoulder and taking your arm up towards the ceiling. Placing my palms down, straightening my arms, exhaling down onto my forearms, and exhaling one more time, dropping my forehead onto the mat and stretching those arms out long in front of me. And unwinding, coming back into our table, up within and out. We'll cross that left knee in front of the right. Left palm is down, rotating, right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing the right hand down, rotating, left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, threading the needle again, left arm underneath the right, left shoulders headed down to the mat, and take that right arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the right shoulder and taking your arm up towards the ceiling. Placing my palms down, straightening my arms. I'll take this right arm underneath the left, right shoulders headed down to the mat, and we'll take that left arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the left shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling, and placing my palms down, straightening my arms, exhaling down onto my forearms, and exhaling one more time, dropping my forehead onto the mat, and stretching those arms out long in front of me. And unwinding, coming back into our table. A breath in and out. We'll stretch that right arm all the way out in front and take that left leg out behind us. Bending my left knee, drawing that right elbow back, connecting, left knee, stretching out, bending that left knee, drawing that right elbow back, connecting, again left knee, and stretching out. This time as we bend the left knee, we'll take that right hand around and see if we can hang on to those left toes. And unwinding, coming back into our table. We'll stretch that left arm all the way out in front and take that right leg out behind us. Bending my right knee, drawing that left elbow back, connecting, right knee, and stretching out. Bending my right knee, drawing that left elbow back, connecting, right knee, and stretching out. This time as we bend the right knee, we'll take that left hand around and see if we can hang on to the right toes. Coming back into our table. Our breath in and out. We're going to bring that left foot forward. And we're going to walk that leg out to the side at a 90-degree angle. We'll think about putting our head down on the mat, stretching those arms long behind us, maybe interlacing our fingers, and rolling our shoulders back. And then coming back into our table. That breath in and out. We'll bring that right foot forward, and we're going to walk that right foot out to the side at a 90-degree angle. We'll think about putting our head down on the mat, stretching those arms long behind us, interlacing my fingers, and lengthening my arms. And coming back into our table. A breath in and out. We'll take that left leg out to the side, drawing up from the torso, and taking both arms overhead. Right hand down to the floor, stretching the left over top. Taking both arms up, overhead. Left hand, left ankle, and stretching the right over top. And then bringing that right hand down to the left ankle, looking off to that left side. And returning both arms up, overhead. We'll bring our hands down to the mat and bring that left knee back in. Taking that right leg out to the side. Drawing up from the torso and taking both arms overhead. Left hand down to the floor, stretching the right over top. Returning both arms up, overhead. Right hand, right ankle, and we'll take the left arm over top. Bringing that left hand down to the right ankle and looking off to that right side. And returning both arms up, overhead. Bringing our hands down to the mat and taking that right knee in. A breath in and out. We'll tuck our toes, picking our back sides up into our down dog. And we'll start by walking the dog. Right knee forward and back, left knee forward and back, just like we're walking. Coming back into our down dog. We'll take that right hand over to the left ankle. Coming back, down dog. Left hand over to the right ankle. Coming back, down dog. And we'll bring that right foot forward, in between both hands in front. And we're inhaling up into our warrior one. Connecting my palms together, extending forward over the right thigh. Bringing that right hand back by my hip, pushing the left arm forward. Bringing both arms forward. And we're bringing both hands down again on either side of that right foot. We're going to inhale up to that midway position with our arms out front, hands in front. Exhaling down, hands on either side of that right foot. And once more, coming back to that midway position with our arms out front. And back up into our warrior one. And we'll take both hands down on either side of the right foot. Scooting my right foot back into our down dog. I'll bring that left foot forward, in between both hands in front. And I'm inhaling up into my warrior one. Connecting my palms together, extending forward over that left thigh. Exhaling my hands down on either side of the left foot. Inhaling my arms back out front again. Exhaling, bringing my hands down on either side of my foot. Once again, taking those arms out front. And we'll go back up for a warrior one. And bringing both hands down on either side of the left foot. Scooting that left foot back into our down dog. We'll move that right ankle to the top of the left thigh. And then we're going to reach back with that left hand for those right toes. We'll leave that right ankle on top of the left thigh. We'll put that left hand back down on the mat. And then we're going to drop that left knee down to the mat, leaving that right ankle in front of our left thigh and come up into our pigeon. Bringing my hands down to the mat. Let's see, right ankle is still on top of my left thigh. I'm going to tuck those left toes and scoop my backside back up. And then coming out into our down dog. Now I'm going to put that left ankle on top of the right thigh. I'm going to take that right hand back and see if I can hang on to those left toes. I'm going to replace my right hand, leaving that left ankle on top of the right thigh, and drop that right knee down to the mat. And then coming into our pigeon, taking both arms up, overhead. Taking my hands back down to the mat. Let's see, that's my left ankle still on top of my right thigh. I'm tucking those right toes, scooting my backside back up. And coming out into my down dog. From down dog, we'll drop down onto our forearms, giving us dolphin. Pushing back up into our down dog. Dropping down onto our forearms for dolphin. Pushing up into our down dog. And we'll do one last one. So here we go. We're going to drop down into our dolphin on our forearms. And pushing back up into our down dog. It was getting warm in here, wasn't it?
Yeah, those dolphins.
Gosh darn dolphins. Bringing our feet forward behind our hands. Slowly rolling upward. Reaching on up. Coming back into our mountain. Our breath in and out. We'll take the right hand down the outside of the right thigh, stretching the left over top. Coming back into our mountain. Left hand on the outside of the left thigh, stretching the right over top. Coming back into our mountain. Our breath in and out. Let's do our warrior two. Right foot is forward, left foot is behind. We're bending the right knee, arms are out. Overlooking those right fingertips. Taking the right arm up. Coming back. Warrior two. And we'll take that right hand all the way down. The left is up. Coming back into our warrior two. Bring this left forearm to the outside of the right lower leg and take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, coming back, warrior two. Stepping back into our mountain. Up, in, and out. We'll bring that left foot forward, the right is behind. Bending my left knee, arms are out, overlooking my left fingertips. Taking that left hand up. Coming back, warrior two. And we'll take that left hand all the way down, the right is up. And returning back into our warrior two. that right forearm forward, connected to the outside of that left lower leg, and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, coming back, warrior two, and stepping back into our mountain. Our breath in and out. Let's widen our stance a little bit. And then we're going to bend forward, bringing both hands down to the mat. Right palms down, rotating. Left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down. Rotating right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, and then we're going to walk our feet out to the side until we can put our forearms down on the mat. We're as close as we get. Hey, that looks pretty good. There you are. We have a winner. And then putting our palms back down. We're going to turn our fingers around the other way, back towards our body, and give our wrists a stretch. And then we'll think about walking those hands back underneath of us. And see if our head might come down to the mat. And then walking our arms back forward again, turning our fingers around the right way, walking our feet back in, putting us into our forward fold. One more time, we're going to widen our stance and take those feet out to the side. This time we're going to put that right forearm down on the mat, and we're going to reach back with the left hand for that left ankle. Bringing both forearms back on the mat, and we'll reach back with the right hand and look for that right ankle. Putting our forearms back on the mat, palms down, and then walking our feet back in again, back into our forward fold. And we're slowly rolling upward, reaching on up, and coming into our mountain position. And breath in and out. Let's do our tree today. So we'll put our weight on our right foot. Left foot goes against the right ankle. We're somewhere along the right leg as we bring those hands to heart center. Taking our arms up, overhead. Bringing those arms out to the side. Back up, overhead. And bringing those hands to heart center. Coming back into our mountain. A breath in and out. Weight is on the left foot. Right foot goes somewhere against the left ankle, or somewhere along that left leg. Rowing tree, arms overhead. Springtime tree, arms to the side. Back up, growing tree. Bringing those hands to heart center. Good Lord. I can't stand on my left foot to save my life.
That's your bad ankle, though.
And coming back into our mountain. A breath in and out. Did you do yoga or anything on your cruise ship? Coming into our triangle.
No.
Right foot's forward, left's back.
I did in the swimming pool, kinda.
Did you? I went to their yoga class and then arms out. And so we're trying to do yoga and the whole time it's like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like at 7:30 in the morning and my mom, what would I do with her?
I
She
forgot.
would have me up and I'm like,
Yeah.
she was sit there and watch me.
Right hand to the right ankle.
I wanted
Left arm is up. I meant to ask you if you did that because that was goofy as all get out.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted to. Well, it's just stretching, it wasn't like, because it's not
Not regular yoga?
the heavy one. What's the word for it? Something flow.
Oh, I don't know. Taking that right arm out to the left side. Bringing both hands around the right ankle. Looking up for our gaze and pose. And coming back up. Stretching our arms out. Left hand, right ankle, right arm is up. And then we'll take that left arm out to the right side. Bringing both hands around the right ankle. Looking up for our gaze and pose. And making our way back up. Settling back into our mountain. And then left foot forward, right is behind. Arms are out again, our triangle. Left hand, left ankle, and the right arm is up. Maybe taking that left arm and pointing it out to the right side. And then bringing both hands around the left ankle, looking up for our gaze and pose. And making our way back up. Stretching my arms out. Right hand, left ankle, and the left arm is up. Maybe taking the right arm and pointing it out to the left side. And then we'll put both hands around that left ankle, looking up for our gaze and pose. And coming back up into our mountain. Now breath in. And out. Here's our sun salutation, arms overhead. Coming forward into our forward fold. Hands behind our calves. Relaxing our head, relaxing our neck. Putting our hands on the mat in front of our toes. Bringing those hands up to our knees. Down to the mat. Up to our knees, down to the mat, and one more time, up to our knees, and down to the mat. We'll leave the right foot forward, take the left behind, into our lunge. Right palm is down, rotating, left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down to the mat, rotating, right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, and then we'll come up into our warrior three. So we're going to take both arms just out front. We'll put this right forearm on top of the right thigh and stretch the left arm overhead. Only thing we'll change is position of our arms, left forearm on top of the right thigh, and taking that right arm up overhead. And then taking that to our reverse warrior. Right hands above the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing my hands to heart center, and our twist. Left elbow, right knee, turning to the side. And we'll put both hands down by the right foot. We're getting ready, scooting that right foot back into our down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down. Tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. And then we're going to take it back into our garland. So we're going to walk our hands back in front of our toes. Bend our knees. And think about taking both arms up, overhead. Bringing both hands down to the mat. We'll leave that right palm on the mat. Rotate, take the left arm overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating, right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing both hands down to the mat one more time. We'll think about taking our arms up for garland. Bringing our hands back, and we're going to walk forward into our down dog. And then we'll think about walking our feet down into our plank. Here's our hip dip right. Right hip towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. Hip dip left. Left hip towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. And we'll come all the way down. Your choice, either resting on your forearms for Sphinx, or palms down, pushing back for our Cobra. When you're ready, tucking your toes, down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down. Tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. And then we're taking the left foot forward. The right is behind into our lunge. Left palm is down, rotating. Right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, rotating, left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down. Here's our warrior 3. Taking both arms out front. Taking that into our side angle, left forearm and top of the left thigh. Taking the right arm overhead. Only thing will change is the position of our arms. Right forearm on the left thigh. And taking that left arm up overhead. And then taking that into our reverse warrior. Left hand says hello to the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing those hands to heart center. And our twist. Right elbow, left knee, turning to the side. And we'll put both hands down by the left foot. Getting ready, bringing that right foot forward into our forward fold. Slowly rolling upward, reaching on up. And settling back into our mountain position. Our good breath in and out. We'll come into our chair today. So we're sitting in a chair, bending our knees, taking our arms out front. Keeping our knees bent, just like we're sitting in a chair. We'll bring those hands down to the mat. Taking those arms back out front for chair. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Coming back into our chair. And last time, taking those hands down into the mat. And once more, out front for our chair. And stepping back out into our mountain. A breath in and out. We'll come forward into our tabletop position. Hands and knees. Then we're going to head over onto our backs. Feet down, knees up, arms wide. Taking our breath in and out. We'll cross the right leg over the left, and then we're going to take both knees off to the left side. Taking that into our shrimp pose. We'll extend that top leg nice and long. Right hand is looking for that bottom ankle or toes. And then we're taking that left arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, feet down, knees up, arms out. We'll cross that left leg over the right. And we're going to take both knees off to the right side. Taking that into our shrimp pose, extending that top leg nice and long. With the left hand, we're reaching around for the toes or the ankle on the bottom. And maybe that right arm comes up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, feet down, knees up. Our breath in and out. We'll take that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling and roll that right ankle. First one way and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing away, towards me, and away. And starting that circle with my right leg. Making that circle go round the other way. Taking that right leg up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lowering that right heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor and holding. As you exhale the next time, dropping that right heel almost to the mat. Not quite there. Letting it hover. And then we're going to take that right leg all the way up with both hands, then reaching for those right toes. And coming back into our neutral. A breath in and out. We'll take that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling, rolling that left ankle, first one way, and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing them away, towards me, and away, and then starting that circle with my left leg. Bringing that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling, and then making that circle go round the other way. Taking that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling again. As you exhale, lowering that left heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor, and holding. As you exhale the next time, dropping that left heel almost to the mat, not quite there, letting it hover. And then we'll take the left leg all the way back up with both hands, reaching for those left toes. And then releasing out, feet down, Knees up. That breath in and out. We'll take both legs up towards the ceiling. And we'll do some windshield wipers. So we're going to take both legs as a unit and take them out to the right side and hold. Bringing our legs back up, overhead. And then we're going to take both legs as a unit off to that left side and hold. Bringing our legs back up, overhead. Here we go, both legs again, off to the right side, and hold. Taking our legs back up, overhead. Taking both legs together, off to the left side, holding left. Bringing our legs up, overhead. And we'll do one last set. So here we go. We're going to take both legs off to the right side and hold. Bringing our legs up, overhead. And now taking both legs off to that left side and hold. Bringing our legs back up, overhead. And then coming back into our neutral position. Feet down, knees up, our breath in and out. We'll stretch our legs all the way out. And then we're going to bring that right leg up halfway between the ceiling and the floor and hold. And as we hold that right leg halfway up, we're going to pick up that left ankle and let it hover just off the mat. And then we're going to switch, bring that right heel down to hover, and that left leg comes up to that midway position. We're going to switch, dropping that left heel down to hover. Right leg is in that midway position. Dropping the right heel down to hover, bringing that left leg to the midway position. And we'll do one more set, so dropping that left heel down to hover, right leg is at midway position. Dropping that right heel to hover, and left leg is in that midway position. And then coming back into our neutral. Breath in. And out. And then we'll take it into our bridge pose. Palms down, beside our hips, pushing down with our feet down with our hands. Picking our back sides up. And we'll hold. Resting our back sides down. Getting ready, we're going to pick up our bridge pose again. Picking our back side up, and again, holding. Resting our back sides down. And we'll do one more bridge, pushing down with our feet down with our hands. Picking our back sides up off the mat and holding. And resting our back sides down. And then we'll roll over and take a moment in child's pose. From child's pose, we'll make ourselves comfortable for our meditation. On our backs, sponge pose. And beginning with those deep breaths in and out. Inhaling all the way in and pushing the air all the way out.
Good Lord, what was that?
I don't know.
That wasn't nice.
It was not.
Scared me.
Well, apparently that was someone throwing stones in the ocean.
Oh, okay. Well,
Shall we try again?
sure.
All right, everybody's done throwing stones now. Taking a deep breath in and out. Inhaling all the way in and pushing the air all the way out. Seeing if we can extend our inhalation for about 5 seconds. And then push the air out for about 5 seconds. Beginning to notice that place, that pause between the inhalation and our exhalation. Slowly bringing our awareness to our forehead, smoothing out our forehead, relaxing our eyebrows, relaxing that place between our eyebrows. Drawing the relaxation down through our cheeks and into our jaw. Maybe opening our mouth just a little bit as we invite our jaw to relax. Drawing the relaxation down through your neck. And as you exhale, dropping your shoulders, releasing them. Thinking about deepening that space between the bottom of your ears and the tops of your shoulders. Drawing that relaxation down through your arms, into your wrists, softening your hands, releasing your fingers. And just allowing our thoughts to come and go, not dwelling on any one thing. Bringing that relaxation down through our chest, into our tummy, relaxing our hips, softening our thighs, releasing our knees, lower legs, ankles, and our feet.
continuing to drift and melt. And maybe on today's journey, you find yourself walking through an ancient forest. You notice the beams of sunlight as they illuminate the forest floor. In your hands is a small pine tree. And you're walking through the ancient forest with the intent to plant that small pine tree. Continuing to walk through the forest, looking for that perfect spot. A few more steps, and you see that perfect spot for the little pine tree. Digging a hole to put that pine tree in. Talking to the pine tree as you plant it, giving it some good energy. Becoming acquainted with the little tree, touching its bark as you pat the dirt around the bottom of the tree. Taking a moment in this beautiful place to admire all the tall trees around you and that little tree that one day will grow as tall as all the others. Coming back to your breath, noticing its peaceful, easy rhythm. Taking a moment to give thanks for whatever comes to mind today. Also taking a moment to think about our intentions. All those good things we'd like to do. Gathering those positive affirmations in our mind. And when we have those intentions gathered together, either in our mind's eye, or we can take our arms up overhead and send all those good thoughts outward. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out. Noticing our connection to the little tree, to all of nature around us. And as we become reacquainted with our bodies, noticing the rise and fall of our chest. As we inhale and as we exhale. Checking in with our fingers, wiggling our fingers, seeing how they feel. Checking in with our toes, wiggling our toes, noticing how they feel. Allowing our senses to bring us back to the room around us. Any sounds in the room, the temperature of the room. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out. And when you're ready to come back from your journey. Only when you're ready to come back, gently sitting up and taking your time. Namaste. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for being here. Yeah, no worries. I can't imagine what's going on. Well, I wanted to see you and see how you're